All right, seventh graders, sheet 4 in Google Sheets. Taking a look at this. All right, clicking on this. You're going to be recreating this. A couple new things today as we go over this. We have multiple merged cells and we have rotated cells. All right, across the top, you see we have one large merged cell called student information. Then under that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more merged cells. We have A2, B2 merged. We have C2, D2 merged. E, F, and G2 merged. And H and I merged. All right. Then we have rotated text, first, last, city, state, and so on. Rotated up, also centered left to right, and centered up and down. After that, we have 14 rows of names, cities, states, and scores. Leave some and average blank for right now. All right. Leave some and average blank for now, but fill in all of this other information. Make sure that you are using capitals and spelling stuff correctly. It should look nearly identical to this. You're making a professional looking spreadsheet, and I would expect that it looks professional. It should not have small lowercase letters for state abbreviations and so on, or first and last names and stuff like that. All right, so making sure that you know how to do this stuff. All right, I'm going to just show you some variations of this. So I'm going to click and highlight this first one. This is going to be the top row that I am merging using the merge button. And I am just going to click in there and type in student information, like so. All right, make sure it is centered. All right, make sure I picked a different font. I bolded it because it is a title. Then under that, I'm going to merge some additional cells. So for example, I'm going to merge these two, I'm going to merge these three, and then I'm going to merge the last three. This is not the exact same, but you're going to get the idea. Alright, so here I'm going to put names, again centered there, and then I'm going to put scores, and that is centered there. And then the last one, I'm just going to put results. Again, this is a little bit different, but you get the idea. Alright, so I have names, scores, results. Again, this is all centered left to right inside those merged cells. Moving down, so in this one here, I'm going to put in first, like so. If I can spell it correctly. And then last, and let's say I put city here, and then actually, since I have score up there, I'll match this up a little bit. So let's say I do score number 1 and score number 2 and number 3. All right, and I'm going to highlight all of those, and I'm going to change the font on that to Arial, for example, and I'm going to make that actually a little bit smaller. All right, even a little bit smaller, yeah, 12. Now, this information here, this is not, like I said, I need to make sure that it is, over here, rotated up and down, as you can see. Again, mine is a little bit different, but you're going to get the idea. So, I'm going to do these one at a time, and then I'll show you. So, I'm going to use this letter A with the crooked arrow, or the diagonal arrow underneath it. I'm going to rotate that up. All right, and you can see when I rotated it up, it makes it so I can't even see it in there correctly. So I have to do some editing. All right, so I showed you how to do that a couple. I also can highlight all of these at the same time and rotate those up as well. Now, since I can't see these, I do have to click and drag this column bigger, a little bigger yet. Okay, and I'm going to highlight all of these, and I'm going to make sure that they are centered left and right. And then the next button over, I'm going to under vertical align, you'll see here, I'm going to center them up and down as well. Alright, now scores 1, 2, and 3, they do not need to be that big because, for example, if I put in the number 25 here and the number 30 here, or 39 and number 32 here, and again, I'm going to highlight these fonts and make these all a little smaller. These scores do not need to be this wide. So I'm going to highlight those 3 columns and make that column, those columns, a lot smaller because they don't need to have space only for the numbers. And here, let's say I put Robert Smith. All right, again, I don't know why all of these fonts are larger like that. It's from using this previously. All right. So Robert Smith. Okay. I'm going to do one more line here. I'm going to do Jane Richards here, and again I'll put in some scores here, like so. All right. Now, again, these here should not be centered, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight those and move those back to the left-hand side. So once I have this, I'm going to then, when I'm done with this, pretending that I'm done with the whole table, I'm going to highlight the whole thing and put borders on it. All right, and I'm going to, just for the heck of this, shrink these ones down a little bit too. All right, and then I am going to do some colors. There's probably different philosophies here on how to color this. I'm going to color the top in yellow, and since these are chunks, names, I'm going to highlight all the names and do those in a color, and then I'm going to highlight all the scores, for example, and do those in a slightly different color, and then my results, if I had them, I would do them in a different color as well. All right, so the big thing, all of this stuff that you need to merge and center, all right, and then the information that you need to rotate up and down, and then stretch the columns and rows to fit to make it look nice. All right, and then when you have this stuff all across the top done, fill in all that data, make it look good. All right. In my class, some people I see right now have screens split. If you know how to split a screen, it's going to make your life a lot easier, so you're not flipping back and forth between the information you have to put in. All right, so get that done, people. I'll talk to you later.